Alright, we were discussing this slide in the last chapter. Now we'll go to the next one. In next slide, foreign key table columns. We know what is a foreign key table, right? These are columns in a table that refer to the primary key column of a related parent table, right? We know that if there is one table, right, and there are two entities which have parent to child relationship, that is, one can have multiple on the M side. Let's say account to contact. There are multiple contacts for an account. On the contact, in the contact table, you will be having a foreign key which will be referring to the account's primary key, right? This is roughly the thing. He says that whenever you go into a table, let's say you go to the account contact table. Whenever you go to the contact table, it will be having many columns with the name ending in _ID. That means they are the foreign keys to other things. So let's do some example. All right. So we know that this is I have opened the opportunity table definition. If you see, row ID is obviously the primary key for this one, so this is not the foreign key for something else. So that's a rule of thumb, not like really a scientific rule that Siebel is following, just to let you know. For example, row _ID will be a primary key. That's a scientific rule. Siebel always follows it. But having _ID towards the end does not guarantee that it is a foreign key to something else, okay? But it is a good rule. Like for example, parent opti ID. This means that it is referring to some other opportunity. Okay, peers CMT OU ID, that means it is referring to some other table. Okay, department OU ID, I know that this is referring to the account table. It will not be PR_account ID, but you can, just to let you know, I mean, I can tell you now, it is very useful when you're going through 200 columns in a table. It helps you in figuring out, you know, just which one could be a foreign key, which one could not be a not, which could be not. This is like the address foreign key. This is where your address gets stored. Remember when you put down an opportunity, you get the address there immediately. That address is stored here. That foreign key is stored here. Address is in the address table, of course. Right. That primary key is stored in this foreign, in this column. So this is another foreign key. Opportunity for the territory. Source code. For one opportunity, there will be multiple codes. So in the code table there will be okay, it's a rule of thumb. Okay, so that means it is referring to something else. Okay, so these foreign keys are used to capture relationship between Siebel database table. We know that if there are two tables, foreign key is definitely required to capture the relationship, otherwise it is not possible to maintain that relationship, right? Are maintained by Siebel applications and tasks to ensure referential integration should never be updated directly using SQL. So we know that Siebel database should not be touched directly. Never ever touch the Siebel database directly. That means we can read the data, but you can never insert, update the data directly in Siebel database. You can do it only through GUI or using EIM tables, right? We know that.
What is EIM table?
One-to-M relationships. We know that for one-to-M relationship, for example, in the prod int and asset table, prod ID is the one where the prod int is a table where you store the products. What is the name of the table for that? S prod int. What is the name for the table for assets? S_asset. Okay.
Siebel product, Siebel asset.
Yes. And remember, we just now discussed that for one product, multiple assets can. Oh, by the way, since a product could have many assets associated with it. See, let's not get into the business portion here. We discussed this thing in detail here. When the business will come, we'll see what relationships should be maintained. But what his point is for one-to-M relationship, you should have the foreign key in the child table. Wherever the M is, whatever that is, it's a child or parent, that doesn't matter. Wherever the M is. Yeah. Again, guys, like we know that one account can have multiple contacts. So I explained, you know, in the contact table, we'll be having the foreign key to account. But again, in exactly the way database is, that's not the way it is. You know, I'm just telling the concept of one-to-M, not the account and contact relationship. Okay, Siebel supports many-to-many relationship between accounts and contacts, but that's not what we are discussing. Okay, plus the way it is set up in, especially in the case of these things, is related to party and all those things. So I will you exactly repeated what I said, so that's totally fine. You did exactly right. I want to make sure that I'm giving you a disclaimer that these are not facts. I'm just trying to tell you what is one-to-M relationship, not account and contact relationships. Okay, so as far as one-to-M relationship is concerned, wherever the M side is, foreign key has to be stored. Okay, and one more thing, if Siebel does not provide the foreign key, Siebel does not provide the one-to-M relationship, what will you do? You'll create another column in the child side, in the M side, and use that to refer to primary key. Configurator can do that, all that. Configurator means Siebel configurator developer can do all that. So do not worry how it will work. But you can make, so you can, if there is no relationship between these two tables in Siebel, you can make the relationship. If there is no M2M relationship, what will you do? Again, you can make another table. You can do something. When the time comes, I'll tell you how. Okay? There is a way to make. Okay? There's a way to make many-to-many relationship also. For a many-to-many relationship, we need a third table, right? If there is no out-of-the-box provided M2M relationship table, then what will you do? There is a way to do that. Quite simple, but we'll discuss it when the time comes. I don't want to make it complex for everybody. Let's go to the next one. M2M relationships. We know that we need a third table. See, perfect example. As product line item and the product. There's a many-to-many relationship between these, right? Right? So whenever we want to support many-to-many relationships, for those two tables, we need to have a third table in which we store the foreign keys. See, sir, these tables are very simple in nature. They just have row ID and one or two other fields, other columns, right? So let's go through one many-to-many relationship table. I will go through Opticon, okay? Because you see so many relationship tables, asset underscore opti underscore asset. That means it will support the relationship between opti and asset. S opti ATT, attachment and opti. S opti CHRT CTR, I don't know. S opti SM CM PNS. It will store the many-to-many relationship between two entities basically. And the name, if you are, I think it's compensation. But if you're working in this model, you will know what it means and which table it could be, right? You will know, a compensation table is as CMPNS, so you just look at the name, you will be able to figure it out, okay? So it's not a big deal.
But how do you get to that table?
I'll tell you how to go to the list of tables. List of tables is in the Siebel tools. You can see it there. I'm looking at something else. This is a different way of looking at the same information, okay? So let's look at the design of this thing. See, oh, there are quite a lot of fields. But anyway, as we know, main fields are these two. Opti underscore ID is referring to the opportunity. PAR underscore ID is referring to the contract. Okay. Okay. I have one more thing to tell you guys. Let's say one opportunity, there are one contact and we have multiple opportunities with it. Similarly, we can have the same opportunity with multiple contacts, right? 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 So this is out of the box. In the general understanding also, in the common sense also, it's a many-to-many relationship. Siebel is out of the box supporting that. Let me tell you some let's say the last name of the person or the salary of the contact. Does it belong to the contact table or does it belong to the opportunity table? The salary of the contact.
Salary of the contact.
Yeah. Whatever is salary in his company, just like that.
Okay. So
that belongs to the contact table or the opportunity table?
The opportunity table.
The salary of the contact. So there is contact table, there is opportunity table. Not the employee, not the employee. Okay. Salary. Let's say there is one account. I'm, let's say Dell. I'm selling it to AT&T. Then I'm talking to Mr. Jack. He's my contact. What is Jack's salary in AT&T? That's what I'm talking. I think I'm giving you the right picture now.
Yeah.
Jack, who's my contact in AT&T, his salary in AT&T. That's the property of contact or the opportunity. Okay, different opportunity with him. He is now interested in 100 laptops. Previously he was interested in 50 laptops. Now he is interested in another thing, 10 PDS. Do you think his salary will change?
No.
So that means it is not a property of the opportunity. It is the contact, right? The product that he is interested in, it is a property of the opportunity or it is a property of the contact?
Product he is interested in. Opportunity.
Yes, for every opportunity you will be interested in a different product, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? The revenue that I'm looking at from the opportunity, will that be opportunity product, opportunity attribute or the content attribute? The revenue opportunity, right? Right, Mustafa? The designation of that person in his company. That's a property of, that should be going in the contact table, or that will be going in the opportunity table.
Contact.
Do you agree? Okay, now interesting question. Remember, it's a many-to-many relationship. Okay, See, that contact might be the negotiator for this opportunity. That contact might be the decision maker for this opportunity, right? So his role in this opportunity could be different. Other thing is his commission. Let's say contact has a commission too. Contact has a commission too. His commission, it will go in the contact table or the opportunity table. Just think about it and tell me. The commission of that contact for that particular opportunity, will it go in the opportunity table or in that contact table? Keeping in mind there is a many-to-many relationship between the contacts and the opportunity. To restate the same issue, I am a sales rep. My name is Alex. Alex is selling to Jack and John. Okay, and there are two opportunities, opportunity 1 and opportunity 2, right? Jack and John are both my contact points for opportunity 1. They are both my contact points for opportunity 2 as well. Where should I keep the commission for Jack on opportunity 1? Should I keep it in the opportunity table or in the Jack table or in the contact table?
Contact.
But then Jack's commission on opportunity 2 might be different, right?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So if that is the scenario, then where should I keep it? Shall I keep it in the opportunity table? Because for every opportunity, commission will be different, right? But then John's commission will be different for that same opportunity, right?
Right.
So you cannot keep it in the opportunity table as well.
Yeah.
Where should you keep it? If you see, it is a property of the association of that contact and the opportunity, business wise. Okay, Mr. John, for Opti 1, what is the commission? 5%. For Opti 2, what is the commission? 5.5%. It's for every opportunity, for every contact, if the commission is going to be different, that means it's a property of the association. It is neither the property of the contact nor the property of the opportunity. It's a combination of contact and opportunity, which is the relationship between them. It should be, these kind of attributes should be kept in the intersection table too. Making sense? You keep these in intersection table. So I will put it in the S opticon table, neither in S opti nor in S contact. Making sense? Right? Contacted flag. Did I contact Mr. John for this opportunity 1? You want to keep that, let's say. Did I contact Mr. John for opportunity 2? Do you think if he has contacted for opportunity 1, he must have contacted for opportunity 2 as well? No, right? Do you think if he has contacted Mr. John, he would have contacted for Mr. Jack also for that same opportunity? No. For every opportunity, for every contact, he might have contacted, might have not contacted. Siebel has provided an out-of-the-box flag to store that data. Right? In the top, there will be a many-to-many relationship. Here, it is shown. It will be in the association record. It will be in the intersection table record. We call it intersection table. These are same as association tables in other database. In some other parts of the software world, they are called as association table or relationship table. We call them as intersection table in Siebel. Okay. Okay. So this is the reason why there are so many fields, because there are so many attributes of the relationship itself. Making sense to you, sir? Finding the intersection table. There is he's telling a way. You know, it is on the page 351 of volume 1. Please go through it. It's a very simple way. Or please don't go through it before, like your project needs it, then we'll do it that day. It's not very important how to find it. Simpler way to find it, I will tell you 5-point strategy. Okay. First is you go to Google, put Siebel opportunity, Siebel S, put the table name, exact table name, S underscore opti, S underscore contact. You want to find the relationship between these two, right? Yeah. Siebel S underscore opti, S underscore contact. Make a search in Google. Yeah. It will tell you the relationship table quite quickly. Second way is go through S underscore opti as I went through all the tables which start with S underscore opti. You might be able to find the name. There will be only one table. You might be able to figure out the name table. Then go to S underscore contact. There might be a table called as S underscore contact opti. So you will be able to figure out the intersection. See, you will be finding the intersection table between some exotic entities like asset and product line item. So you will know what is the exact name of the table. So this is the second way I will try. Okay. Third is third way is this is an okay way. This will be my third way. Fourth way will be there's a way to go in the tools and find out